Hello everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since I have participated in an off-the-board scrapbook hop, but that's what I'm doing today. I'm getting back into it. If you are new to the channel and you don't know what off the board is, it is a monthly hop where a group of scrapbookers gets together, takes inspiration from our individual Pinterest boards, and uses that inspiration to make a layout. Yeah. I actually made a short showing you how I chose which thing from my scrapbook Pinterest board I was going to use. So I will have that linked below. It was a very scientific process. But essentially I'm doing a scrap lift. And you can see that design in the upper corner there. I'll have that up for as long as I can. But yeah, I'm just scrap lifting this sketch. And I liked it because it's getting 4 photos on a page. And it seemed like it was going to be easy to do. I'm sort of running low on full-sized 12 by 12 pattern papers. So it seemed like it was something that was going to be easy to do using some of the leftover bits that I have. Now, I did take that star paper and I gutted it. That was step 1. What does that mean? It means that I went in about like an inch into the interior of the paper, and I cut out the center square of that paper. I covered it up with the blue paper that's going on top. That's just some cardstock from Michaels. And I cut that down 1 inch on 2 sides. If you do 1 inch on one side, you're not going to have a square. So you have to do 1 inch on 2 sides. Don't do it all the way around or you're going to have a really small square. I just wanted it to be slightly smaller than 12 by 12, and it fits nicely along the edge of my cutout larger square, if that makes sense. So now I've got that base down, and I'm going to take that plaid paper, and that's going to be my strip that goes across the bottom. I have no idea what the size is of that. It was just in my stash and I said, hey, this looks good. It's going to go with the different colors of the patterns that I have. And and so then I cut my photos down. That's sometimes the hardest part. This sketch calls for 3 3x4 horizontal photos and then a 4x6 horizontal. Not all of my photos were horizontal. The 2 that have my daughter in it were actually vertical. But I was still able to cut them down to 3x4. And then the ones that have my daughter in it, I'm just matting on some pink cardstock just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more from the other 2 photos. So if you can, cut those photos down. Sometimes you don't need a full 4x6. Unless the sketch calls for it. Now I'm just going to add a little strip of that pattern paper to kind of go on top of the plaid. And then I know the placement of my photos, they're just going to kind of be staggered from top to bottom. The top photo and the bottom photo are going to stick off of the page. I will go back, once I stick them down, I will cut off the excess. And I have to say, when you're cutting off the excess, make sure you're using sharp scissors, because sometimes your scissors don't cut it properly and then it's like all wonky and it looks like deformed and it's really frustrating. So use some sharp scissors to cut off your edges, or if you have enough of an edge, you could use your paper trimmer to cut it off too. All right, so I'm just putting all of the adhesive squares on the back of my photos because I felt like it's hard to figure out embellishment placement without seeing where the photos are. And since I already had them ready and I was like, I know where I want to put them, I said, let me just get these down first and then we can go talk about the embellishments. So while I do that, let me tell you that if you want to follow along with everyone in the Off the Board Pinterest hop, which is hosted by Crystal from Pineapple Papers, everybody's going to be linked down below in the description box. So just check out what everybody else has done. We're all using different inspiration, and it's just kind of fun to see if people were using a sketch, or if people are doing a scrap lift, or if people took inspiration from a mood board or some random image. It's really interesting, and it's going to give you lots of inspiration. So, oh, here it comes. I was trying to cut the edge off. Blah. I have the scissors, my main scissors, the big ones, those are my sharp scissors, and I only use them for very special projects. I don't use them on a regular basis. So I have like big scissors that are for cutting the adhesive. They're nice and sticky. Then I have my really good little tiny sharp scissors for like fussy cutting or anytime I need something sharp. Then I have my paper cutter, and I swear I just changed the stupid blade. I don't know if it's the blade, it's the paper cutter just in general, or if it's something with the papers. It doesn't like to cut clean edges for certain things. Now, certain papers, photos I have no problem with. Certain papers are fine. It comes out nice and clean. And then other ones, it's all like distressed looking. And then I have to use my tiny sharp scissors to try to cut those like distressed edges, the paper scrap things that are hanging off, like paper hangnails. It's really frustrating. So anyway, maybe I should get a new paper trimmer. I don't know. Or I should probably find where my other backup paper trimmer blade is. I know I bought a 2-pack, and I know I haven't used both of them. So I need to find out where I put the other blade. Anyway, so I've got my photos down. I'm using the titling. These are all photos taken at the library. So there was an American Crafts Thickers sheet that I had that said good books. So I'm using that as part of the title. Then I took an American Crafts Thicker ampersand. And then I took another American Crafts Thicker that said good. And then I took American Crafts Thickers Alphas to make the word times. So the whole title is Good Books and Good Times. I've got a little book sticker from the American Crafts Thicker page as well, because obviously, like I said, these are from the library. There were a lot of free events at our library. This is summer 2023. And so these are just two of the events that we went to. There was a Mo Willems Elephant and Piggy party, and there was also a magic show. It was sort of like magic meets helping kids realize their worth and be good people. So it was pretty cool. My daughter was disappointed that she didn't get chosen as a volunteer. I said, the world does not revolve around you. So now I'm just adding in a couple extra like enamel dots. I've got a rainbow down there. I had pulled a couple other pieces from my stash of embellishments, just looking for something else that I could use. There was a really cool library card, you know, like when you used to check out books and they had the physical card that would go inside the little envelope in the book. So I had a Simple Stories die cast thing, and I really wanted to use it because obviously it fits with pictures from the library. But ultimately, I decided it was too big and I didn't want to cut it down. So I'm going to save it. No big deal. We have other pictures from library trips, whatever. It's not going to go to waste. So I'm going to use a different journaling spot from the same Simple Stories collection, but I'm just going to, make it small, use one that's smaller that fits in the space a little bit better. Sometimes you can make things work, and sometimes you just have to be like, yeah, it's not going to happen for this one. But like I said, I knew that I would be able to use that library card thing for something else. It's not going to be anytime soon, I'm sure, but I will be able to use it at some point. So it's not that big of a deal to me. So here's where I'm putting down the journaling. That's pretty much it for this layout. It did not take me that long to put together. I think it was helpful to have the sketch to look at. And it was also helpful that I had kind of pulled everything ahead of time before I started this video. So if this ends up being less than 10 minutes, I'm going to put it also in my scrapbooking in under 10 minutes playlist, which you can find down below if I remember to link it. There's also an off the board playlist, I believe. So if you want to see more of the off the board hops and what I have done in the past, getting inspiration from my Pinterest boards, then definitely check that out as well. Here are the close-up photos. I hope that this was a fun video for you, and that if you like it, you give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel for more process videos, and follow me on all my social channels. I'd love to connect with you. Bye!